Okay, so we've done the front of the skirt, so now we're going to look at the back of the skirt. Before you do that, you need to quickly do something. If you select the front of the skirt and then go to Arrange, Send to Back, and with that piece at the top, Arrange, Send to Back, you'll remember that we colored those strokes blue. So let's just select those and color those black again. Color those black. Alright, so there we've got the front of the skirt. So now we're going to do the back of the skirt. So again, go back to your reference pictures. I'm just going to quickly place that on my artboard. So the nice thing about this skirt, it's a fairly easy shape. So really what we're going to do is copy the front and use exactly the same shape at the back. The only thing different is we've got two zips here. So I'm going to show you how we can create these zips. So let's do those first. So if you look at the zips, they look quite complex. They're actually quite simple. They're just made up of basic shapes. You've got one basic shape for the main zipper head. You've got this part that holds the tag on, and then you've got the zipper tag. You've got some rectangles which use a gradient, and there's around about 50 rectangles that make up the zipper teeth, and you've got a couple of stops on the bottom and the top of the zipper. You've also got this black backing, and that's been stitched onto the skirt with some white stitching. So we know our basic elements, so from there we can create our zipper. I have created one earlier just to give you an idea of what that's going to look like when it's finished. So we are going to create them vertically. It's easier to create things vertically, and then we can rotate them when we put them on the skirt. So the ones on the skirt are a bit more closed. These ones are a little bit more open, but we can create them a little bit more closed, closer to what we have here. So the main parts of the zipper head, we've got this shape here, which is that main part here. You've got the top that holds the tag on, and then you've got the tag that's here. So let's start creating, well, first we'll create the black backing. Simple, use your rectangle tool. I just want to colour that black. So the next thing we're going to do is start to create the zipper teeth. So again, using your rectangle tool, just create a slightly larger rectangle. And now we want to give that a nice shine. So whether it's a grey shine or a gold shine, with our rectangle selected, what I want you to do is to double click on this tool in your tool panel. It's the gradient tool. You can also bring up your gradient tool from your window, selecting gradient. Now, I've already got the gold gradient selected here. When you first open it up, you'll probably have something more like this, which is just your standard black and white linear gradient. So we want to just give that a little bit of interest, a little bit of depth, just by adding more colour to it. So all you need to do is, in your gradient slider, you just need to click, and that adds different colours to it. If you double click on these little boxes at the bottom, that will give you control over how dark or light the highlights are. So just play around with those until you've got, double click, until you've got some nice highlights and shadows. So that's a nice silvery gradation. You can also change these to, if you add a bit of yellow, you'll start to make that a more sort of golden. And you're really just playing with two colours, which is the yellow and the black here. That needs to be a bit darker. And the top one here. So it's really up to you where you put the shadows and highlights. That's probably a little bit too dark. Let's just bring that back. So there you've got a nice shiny zipper. One thing I like to do is always put the gradients inside your swatches. So if you go to Window, select Swatches, you'll come up with just a standard set of swatches. You can just drag, if you've got the gradient highlighted, that will come up as a fill. You can just drag that into the swatches, which means you will always have that gradient on hand, which is what we need for the next step. So we can just bring that in there and just make sure that's aligned in the middle. So the next thing we're going to create are these teeth. So they start from the edge and they're just a little bit longer than halfway, those teeth are. If you click Option, click and then just bring that tooth up to the other side. Click Shift to select both of those, and if you click Option Shift, that just duplicates those teeth. And then all you need to do is press Command D, and that just copies those teeth. So you can see we've just got a nice zipper appearing there. So now we want to make the zipper head. So as I mentioned, it's just 3 basic parts. So the first part is the zipper head. So how we create that is with the pen tool. So click Shift and drag. Click Shift and drag. Click Shift and drag. And just this last one, press Shift and click. So let's just take the fill out of that, just so we can easily see what we're drawing. And again, you might just want to adjust some of those points. Just so we've got something that roughly looks like a zipper head. Option, click, Shift, drag, mirror tool, join those two up, direct select tool, and just join those 2 points at the end. So we want something probably a little bit wider. So just go back and select these points here. Maybe just move those out slightly. Same with this side. Just move those out slightly. And then select those two bottom points and just join those. So that we've got the zipper head. And if you go back to your swatches palette, Windows swatches, we can select the gradient that we've already made. Oh, that's selected the stroke. We want the fill. Swatches, gradient. Let's just take away that stroke. And there we have the head of the zipper. So the next part we need to make is, let's make the tag. So that's quite a simple shape. Again, it's just made up of some rectangles. And it's got these two bits coming out the top here. So what we want to do here is add some points just so we can get the two top bits coming out. Add anchor point tool. One click, two click. And we can just drag those out. So we have those parts. Then next we just want to punch out these two sort of die cuts in the middle. Let's just choose our gradation. And those two parts in the middle, let's just draw two rectangles. One rectangle over the top. And then we can use our Pathfinder tool. Window, Pathfinder, select both of those. And the second one, which is minus front. And let's just do that again. At the bottom, select the back, minus front. So there we have our zipper tag. And the last one is the bit that just holds it all together. So if we just place that over the top there. And then we've just got the one last bit, rectangle tool. And again, just make sure you've got the right gradient selected. And then we can just place that . And you can adjust those as well. You just place that over the top there. Right, and there we have our zip. So if you select all of those and just group those just so you've got those in a nice group. And then we can just place that at the top of the zip there. I'll just add a few more zips onto there. That just gets placed right at the top. Just make that slightly bigger. And there we have our zip at the top.